Hello everyone and welcome to Minneapolis, Minnesota, up in the chilly north. We're knocking on Canada's door. You hear this? We're knocking on Canada's door and we're ready for some Monster Jam action here tonight. Looking like a beautiful, beautiful track. We got a double and we got two backflip ramps, so people are going to have to make use of those tonight as you get a good look at one of them. Track builders did an amazing job out here tonight, and we're looking for a 12 truck field here tonight. So let's see how they do, and let's meet the field of trucks. First up, we have Steve Kohler in Wrecking Crew. Next, we have Devin Jones in Barbarian. Chuck Warner in the beautiful revitalized Bulldozer. Dan Evans here in the Big Bad Blue Thunder. Scott Buteau bringing out Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. Alex Blackwell in Captain's Curse. Lindsey Wink in Lucas Oil Crusader. Jim Kohler, part of Team Scream here in Avenger. Tom Mintz in Maximum Destruction. Ryan Anderson, the Kid in Son of a Digger. Adam Anderson in Gravedigger the Legend. And of course, Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger. So if we take a look at qualifying, just a quick branch over, you guys can pause if you want to, but we're going to highlight a few topics here. Barbarian number 1, very, very fast qualifier. And as you can see, Gravedigger the Legend and Son of a Digger kind of close to the bottom of the bracket. They had some trouble in qualifying, and look at this, Max D, number 10, almost at the very bottom of the bracket with an 18:06, but Barbarian was our number 1 qualifier. Everybody congratulate him. He's going to be a big threat here tonight on this track. So if we take a look at the racing brackets here tonight, we've got some pretty good matchups in here, mainly Blue Thunder and Son of a Digger, Lucas Oil and Captain's Curse. Those are going to be really the main highlights of the night. They're going to be the very fast matches of round 1. And looking over everything else, as you can see, Barbarian faces Wrecking Crew and Gravedigger faces Avenger. Will those two meet up in the finals? We have to wait to find out. So here we go, racing round 1. So here we have our very first racing lap of round 1, Devin Jones in Barbarian. Now keep in mind, he's trying to go for the fastest time out of the two. So Devin Jones is obviously going to have to be pushing it no matter what here tonight. And he has the green. Devin Jones is off the line, looking good so far. Coming in, oh man, he clips the car. That's definitely going to knock down some speed here. Devin Jones has got to pull it back in. Gets a little crazy off that second set of cars. Oh, but look at him drift through the corner. Clips the other car, but it's going to give him just a little bit of a boost. And there he goes, crossing the line. Devin Jones. Pretty good lap with a 17:58. We'll just have to see how it does against Steve Kohler in Wrecking Crew. So here comes Steve Kohler in Wrecking Crew. Obviously, he had the slowest lap of the night in qualifying. He spun out a little bit in the corners. So let's see how he does here in his first lap of racing. Maybe he can pull an upset and beat our number 1 qualifier. Off the line, looking pretty good. Comes into the corner. Maybe hit the gas a little too early and spun the truck out again. This time he didn't have to back up. Kind of climbed over the car. And that's a 5-second penalty right there for Steve Kohler in Wrecking Crew. Comes around the second set of cars. Looking okay over the second one. But a 24:47 is not going to give him the victory. And Barbarian moves on to round 2. So here we go. Second race of round 1, Scott Buteau in the Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. A beautiful looking truck, but he's got a big matchup here in round 1. He's got Tom Mintz and Maximum Destruction, so obviously he's going to be pushing that truck real hard to see if he can't pull a good victory out over him. Obviously he was number 3 qualifier, so he's looking pretty good here. He does have a shot. Maybe he took it a little too slow through that first corner. Overall looking pretty good. He's going to have to get a nice corner in here if he really wants to be competitive. Okay, corner clip the car a little bit. Seems like that's been a pretty average thing to do. And a 17:30, not a bad lap, but Tom Mintz might have enough room there to squeeze by a victory over Team Hot Wheels Firestorm. So let's see how Tom Mintz did. So here comes Tom Mintz in Maximum Destruction. Obviously, this is the 10th anniversary of Maximum Destruction, and this is going to be the last time we see this truck on tour with us because it is December, obviously, for the Minneapolis event. Tom Mintz has got green. Obviously, he's trying to beat a 17:30. Picks up that front wheel a little bit. pretty slow through that first corner, clips the car just like everybody else did. Come through the second one, keeping it real nice and tight. Tom Meents looking like this is going to be a very good run. Checking the time, a 17:18. Tom Meents has done it, and he is moving on to round number 2. Now here comes Dan Evans in the next race of round 1. He's going up against Son of a Digger. He had a pretty good lap out here tonight, so we're going to see how he does here in racing. And he has the green. Dan Evans, pretty good start. The truck takes really good suspension. Very, very nice turn. Clips to the car. Oh, man, I got him a little bit sideways there. See how he does coming around the second corner. Very good second corner, and Dan Evans looking strong. But, wow, a 17:44. It's a little bit slower than I thought it was, but I guess that first corner really took it out of him. So now let's look at Ryan Anderson's run and see if he can beat what Dan Evans just did. Next up, we have Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. Obviously, time to beat for him is a 17:44. It shouldn't be too hard unless he messes up. So let's see how he does. And he has the green coming off the line. Very strong. Nice truck. Very good truck. Has a low center of gravity. Very good through that first corner. Didn't hit any cars. Didn't do anything. Coming through the second corner, this is looking like it's going to be a very, very fast run. Clips the very far corner of the car. Very nice lap for Ryan Anderson. And a 16:64, the fastest lap of the night from Ryan Anderson. What a lap. I don't think there's any way Dan Evans was going to be able to keep up with that. So let's go on to the next race of round 1. So here comes the next race. It's going to be Bulldozer or Chuck Warner. Bringing back the old favorite, but he's got a tough draw. He's got Gravedigger the Legend here, round 1. Let's see how Chuck Warner handles this course. And he has green here. Chuck Warner coming off the line pretty strong. Makes a nice first corner so far. It's looking like it's going to be very good. Kind of clipped the car. Ooh, got a little bit front end. Dove it into the ground. Looking pretty good. Sliding through that second corner. Clipped the car again. Oh, man. All out of whack over the second set. But he did very good with a 17:24. It's going to be tough for Adam to beat. So let's see if he can do it right now. Now, here comes our defending Monster Jam World Racing Champion, Adam Anderson and Gravedigger the Legend. They're looking like they're going to be making a new truck this season for the 2014 season. Coming off the line pretty good. Coming to this first corner. Clips the car a little bit. Oh, my. Clips the other car, too. Adam is all out of whack. I think it's going to be a pretty easy victory for Bulldozer. Coming off the corner. He comes off the second corner very strong, but it's just not going to be enough. A 17:72. Bulldozer has beaten Gravedigger the Legend. What an upset here in round 1. So here comes Lindsey Wink and Lucas Oil Crusader. You know, he's always been a very good racer, but he's just never been able to really hammer it in with Lucas Oil here. So let's see how he does here tonight. He's got green. Almost went into that double there, but it gave him a nice positioning and pulled him into this second corner. Wow, what a turn there from Lindsey Wink. That just proves how good of a racer he is. He comes around this next corner. Very good. Oh, kind of washed out a little bit there at the end, but that's okay. It's not going to affect his time very much because he's still got a 17:23. Very, very good lap there. Actually slower, I think, than his qualifying time, but still, it's a pretty good lap compared to everybody else this round. So let's go see how Captain's Curse does. Here comes Alex Blackwell in the beautiful black Captain's Curse. This truck just looks so good. He is staged and ready. Now he has to beat a 17:23. So let's see how Alex Blackwell does here. Comes off the line nice. You know, I noticed something. He really never has had any breakaway victories on TV, but that was a really good lap. Looked like he almost one-tired it, but the officials aren't calling it. Beautiful second corner. Wow, what a lap for Alex Blackwell. Wow. And the time is respective of that, a 16:81. Alex Blackwell really shined here tonight in round 1. He is the second fastest lap of the round so far. So now let's head into the next race of round 1. Now we have Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger. Now this is the last race of round 1. He's going to be going up against Jim Kohler and Avenger. He's our second fastest qualifier, so let's see how he does when he gets the green. Coming off the line. Come into the first corner. Very nice first corner, keeping it nice and tight like he always does. Didn't clip the car like most people did tonight, just proves that veteran skill inside Dennis Anderson. Very good lap. Clips the second car, I guess nobody's perfect. And he comes in a 16.81, a very nice lap for Gravedigger. Same time, surprisingly, as Captain's Curse. So they might be meeting up next round, and we'll see if Avenger can say anything about that right now. So here comes Jim Kohler, the Team Scream captain here, and Avenger, two-time World Freestyle Champion. Not always known for his racing, but let's see if he can pull an upset here over Gravedigger. Time to beat is a 16.81, and there he goes, off the line. Very nice start here for Kohler. Comes around that corner pretty wide, but he doesn't hit the car like most people did. So let's see how he does coming around the second corner. Pretty tight around the second corner, maybe a little too tight. Oh, good lap actually from Kohler. That was surprisingly good. Let's take a look at, ooh, hits the car. A 17.39. Respectively, that might have been able to beat a few people here tonight, so good job from Jim Kohler. Good effort, but it's just not going to be enough here from round 1. So as we take a look at the brackets here for round 2 of racing here in Minneapolis, Barbarian, Maximum Destruction, Son of a Digger, Bulldozer, Captain's Curse, and Gravedigger. I'm looking at that one to be the race of the round, mainly because both of them had under 16-second laps. They're both very fast racers, and there's also going to be a fast loser in this round, so we will see someone come back. So let's get into the first race, Barbarian and Maximum Destruction. So here comes Devin Jones in Barbarian, obviously our fastest qualifier of the night. He had kind of a rough round 1 race. He did pull out a victory, and now he's on to face Tom Mintz, so he better be on his A game this round. As he comes off the line, very nice, good speed, comes into the corner, clips the car again. That's the second time he's done that here. He comes around, ooh, looks like he almost missed that ramp there. The officials didn't call it. Looks like a very strong lap there. Pretty darn good for Devin Jones. And he will get a 17 flat. Wow, that was a little bit faster than I was expecting it to be. But other than that, it was a good lap. Definitely going to put some pressure on Mintz to see if he can't do better. Now here comes Tom Mintz and Maximum Destruction, obviously celebrating 10 years of Maximum Destruction here. He's gone up against Devin Jones and Barbarian. That 17-second lap is definitely going to put some pressure on him here. Let's see how Tom does. Comes off the line nice and strong. Comes into the corner, is a little bit wide. Swinging it around. Ooh. And the officials called it. They called that a 5-second penalty. Swinging it around here for the second corner. Looks all good for the second one, but still, he's definitely not going to win. Yep, a 22-38, the call is official. He wasn't going to win anyways, but good job for Devin Jones in knocking off Tom Mintz in Maximum Destruction. Here comes Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. This kid had an amazing first round race, a beautiful time, and let's see if he can replicate that success here tonight. I don't know if he's going to be able to, you know, it's a pretty tough track. Comes around the first corner, very tight, very smooth coming around that first corner. So the cars comes into the second corner, keeps it real tight. Once again, Ryan has just got this track dialed in. What a lap for Ryan Anderson. Checking the time at 16.81. Wow, Chuck Warner's really going to have to work if he wants to be able to beat that time here. Let's go on and see what he did in this race. So here comes Chuck Warner in the beautiful Bulldozer. Obviously, it's a very good looking truck. Beautiful black rims there. Front engine design in the Tom Mintz camp of driving. So let's see how he does here. Comes off the line. Good little bit of air there. Comes around the corner. Obviously, he's got a very fast time he has to beat. First corner is pretty good. Maybe he took it just a little bit too wide. Carried a lot of speed into that second corner. Keeps it nice and tight. Oh, but he spins out at the end there. That is not going to do good for Chuck Warner. Just as I thought, a 17.48 is not going to be enough to put him away. Good lap, though. He might be able to get that fast loser position, but we'll see after this next race. So here comes the race I've been waiting for all night. Alex Blackwell in the beautiful black Captain's Curse going up against Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger. Alex is staged, and he has the green coming off the line, very nice and strong. Now, obviously, Alex is a very, very fast racer. I think he qualified 6th or 7th or somewhere around in there. Good first corner for Alex. Wow, what a nice corner. As always, very fast, very good racer. Maybe cut it a little too tight, hit the car. Ooh, was that a 5-second? Looks like they're not calling it as one, but a 17:11. That gives Dennis some room there. He might be able to edge out Captain's Curse. Let's find out. So here comes Dennis Anderson trying to beat a 17:11. Obviously, Dennis Anderson is able to do that. We've seen him do it last round when he had the same time actually as Captain's Curse. They both won their races respectively. And here comes Dennis. Wow, kind of nosed it over there off the start. Bringing it around the first corner. Ooh, a little bit too tight. Ooh, gets it hard on the nose. Had to slow down a little bit there. Ooh, Dennis Anderson not looking like it's a very, very good run, but still a 17:45. That is fast enough for fast loser. So even though he loses the race, he will get another chance at Captain's Curse next round. That's a big deal. So let's see how it happens next round in semifinals. So taking a look here at the semifinals brackets, obviously Barbarian, Son of a Digger, going to be a very good race. And we're going to get a rematch of what happened last round, Captain's Curse and Gravedigger. And out of those two pairings, we're going to get our final two racers in the 2013 Minneapolis event here. So let's get right on into it. Let's not waste any time and get into the semifinal races, starting with Barbarian and Son of a Digger. So to start off, like every round, Devin Jones comes out in the Barbarian, but this time he's got the toughest competitor, I think, of the night. He's had some amazing laps, Ryan Anderson. So let's see how Barbarian does. Takes it a little bit wide, but obviously he did not want to touch the cars, just like the last two rounds. Comes around, sets himself up. He hikes it up a little bit. I don't know how fast this lap is going to be. It's not looking too good. 17:32. Wow. Ryan has to make a pretty big mistake to be able to lose to that, but let's see how he does. So here comes Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, having to beat a 17:32, and obviously we've seen he can do that. Every lap so far in the racing portion has been under 16 seconds, or excuse me, 17 seconds. So here we go, off the line. Kind of noses it over a little bit like Dennis did here. Taking a little bit wider, kind of spins out a little bit, overcorrecting and way out in the left field, excuse me, right field. It spins it around the corner, kind of clips the car. Wow, a very, very dirty run for Ryan, and it is a 17:71. He will not go into the finals. Barbarian wins it. So here comes Alex Blackwell in the other semifinal match of the night. Him and Dennis are rematching due to Dennis being the fast loser. So Alex has the green coming off the line. Nice. Comes into this first corner and drifts it around real nice. Doesn't touch any of the cars. Easily one of the cleanest turns we've seen all night here. I think he's going to have to be able to do that because Dennis doesn't lose twice. And two extremely beautiful corners for Alex Blackwell. And a 16:89. Wow, that's going to be a tough lap for Dennis to beat. So let's see if he can do it here and put himself into the finals. So here comes Dennis Anderson in the Gravedigger. Again, this time he's got to beat a 16:89, a much faster lap this time. So let's see how he does. Off the line, kind of came towards the obstacle, nosed over again. Maybe the track starting to wear away. Went pretty wide in that first corner there. Had to make a pretty good adjustment there. Swinging it around again. I don't think he's going to be able to have it here. Even with all that big Gravedigger horsepower, it's just not going to be enough. A 17:40 Gravedigger will not be going into the finals. So the finals are going to be Barbarian and Captain's Curse. Who guessed? Two great drivers who never really get the limelight. So let's see how it happens. So obviously here, as you can look at the brackets to see how all of this came together, Barbarian fought his way through the brackets with some crazy good competition, and so did Captain's Curse. It was no easy trek for him at all. So let's see who can take home the first trophy of the new season here. Either it'll be Barbarian or Captain's Curse. Let's go in and find out. So Devin Jones here, really the first time in the spot like this in the final race, and he's going up against the guy who's been in the final race many a time before. So let's see how Barbarian does here. Gets the green, kind of goes into the obstacle. Seems like a few people have had that trouble here tonight, but it set him up pretty well for this first corner here. Kind of drifts it through. Didn't touch any of the cars. Seems like he's learned from his mistakes here. Swings it through the second corner. Maybe he could have gotten it a little bit tighter. Spent a little bit more time going around that corner, but it was a very, very good, solid lap here. A 17:09 will definitely be something Alex has to contend with if he wants to win here tonight. So here comes Alex Blackwell looking for that first stadium win, and really a pretty good amount of time. I haven't seen him win very often, so let's see how he does here tonight. Comes off the line nice and strong. Alex Blackwell coming into this first corner. He's been very consistent all night, and it looks like that consistency is carrying over here. Beautiful first corner. Maybe took it a little bit too slow there in the second corner. Let's see how he does. Clips the car. Oh my, what a lap. And a 16:89, the judges or the officials did not call a 5-second penalty on Alex Blackwell there, so he is your racing champion. He just got word of it. He is spinning into some donuts here. Very, very happy, and congratulations to him for winning his real first major stadium event. It's the first one this season, so obviously he is very, very jacked up about winning this here. And it's going to lead everyone else into the rest of the season with a statement saying, you know what, hey, I'm here to stay. Watch out for me. I am very, very fast. He had a great night. Congratulations to Alex. And now let's look at the bracket to see how he got here into the finals. So as you guys can see, Alex Blackwell had no easy start going up against Lucas Oil Crusader. He won that race and moved on to race Gravedigger. Beat him there, and Gravedigger came back as fast loser, and he still beat Gravedigger again, and then brings himself into the finals here against Barbarian, and just a perfect lap. Maybe been a little controversial with the final ending there, but overall your winner is Captain's Curse, and have a good night. So I hope you guys enjoyed that event. I know I got the Field of Trucks logo up, whatever, but I hope you guys really did enjoy the event. It took a long time to edit, and freestyle is going to be even more fun. But I'm going to have some backup helping me commentate the freestyle. Don't you guys worry. He's a great guy. I've known him for a while. He's a good person, and he's in love with Barbarian. Whatever. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, slap the like button and tell me what you guys think about it. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.